Take your C8 Corvette to the next level with this opportunity. Yes, sir. Let's go! Howdy folks, you on the C8 Corvette Speed 252 show. Scroll over to the right, click that subscribe button, and join this awesome community. It was a pleasure meeting you, Mr. Brian.
With the Cadillac V Performance Academy, the Black Ring program, it's also an owner's program. We're also the home of the Radical and Wolf Racing programs. Anybody see those cars in the showroom last night? The ones where the wheels were covered, they're called Radicals, they're made in the UK. The ones that are called The ones that look like Formula One cars are called Wolves. They're Italian made. Both those cars weigh around 1,300 pounds. The motor package is anywhere from 220 to 550 horsepower. And the fun factor, the scale of 1 to 10, is either one of those two cars are 30. That's how fun those cars are to drive. Other part of our business is Motorsports Country Club. It works just like a golf country club, where you pay your initiation fee, your annual dues, and allows you to drive your street car or race car on the track up to 16 or more days per month, and you can bring a friend to guest that can drive that race car or street car on the track.
All right, guys, so we're getting ready to start the Ron Fellows Driving School. We just finished participating in the class. I was in with my boy Mike. Well, me and Mike are always together when we do YouTube stuff, all the time. There's no...
It makes it so much more enjoyable.
Right, there's nothing like doing something with somebody that you love, spending time with, and enjoy talking to.
Absolutely.
And you see the cars over here. Me and Mike, that's how tired I am. I'm telling you right now, me and Mike is part of the red team, which means our car's on this side, the drivers and skirts on this side. We got to fill up our bottles of water, though, just so we can have the car. This is the only thing you can actually have in the car when you're actually driving the car, which is pretty cool. I like this bottle, actually. You don't need much more water in this when you're actually in the car anyways. So we're going to walk inside this bad boy and see if we can find the water fountain. I think it's on the right-hand side, Mike. Yeah, I think it's over here. Yeah, you can see the Corvettes out there as well through the door, which is technically the green side, and up the hill is the blue side. I think they filter water on this side right here. Yeah. So might pay attention. So you was part of the class too. As you can see, this is the green side cars right here, and you can see the blue cars line up. Well, they're not blue cars, but they're technically, this is the order of the blue cars if you're in the blue group. There are some blue cars, that is true. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of C8 Corvette Speed 252. And that sun is all up in my face, but I want to thank each and every one of you for pushing that play button today. If you haven't had the opportunity to subscribe yet, please hit that subscribe button right now, and definitely hit that thumbs up button. Become part of this community for sure. As you guys can see, we are out here at Spring Mountain. I am really blessed and thankful to be out here. You can see the Spring Mountain cars out here. Shout out to Mr. Larry for sponsoring this trip. Mr. Larry, you are awesome. I greatly appreciate everything you've done for me. And I'm really thankful that you sponsored this trip. I can't thank you enough. Thank you for your support on the channel. I'm looking forward to taking this C8 out today and doing a lot of donuts. No, I'm kidding. I'm not doing any of that. I had to sign a waiver, but you can see you got the Ron Fellow cars right here. And you see all the logos and stuff on the side, obviously. And they have plenty of these cars out here. But I'm looking forward to this experience and seeing exactly what I will learn to do today. Honestly, I mean, I think this is one of those things where if you do buy a Corvette of any sort, you should definitely experience this for sure. I had this opportunity to do it with my C7 Corvette. Unfortunately, I didn't do it because life got in the way, but I'm hoping I can enjoy this trip and have a great time and learn a lot of new things today regarding the C8 Corvette and the Ron Fellows School. And man, you guys, I think this is definitely an experience. If you guys have just recently bought C8 Corvettes and you haven't did this experience yet, now I haven't done it, I'm doing it right now, but if you haven't done it, you should do it. If you have done it, leave your comments down below and tell me your thoughts on the Ron Fellows Driving School. With that being said, you guys, let's go.
And generally the reason why people get into Apexes too early is very kind of a narrow field of vision. So you come up to that corner with some speed and you're just like, okay, I see the apex, the direction the corner's going, and you'll anticipate it. You'll start to kind of come into it a little too soon. If you keep your chin up in the peripheral a little bit more open and cognizant of where the turning cone is, It'll help. Or also the other thing is to know what's after the apex. If you kind of are coming up to it and you go, okay, that's where I need to be after the corner,
Okay.
then generally you're going to turn in a little bit better because you'll judge your exit. It's like pulling into a parking spot, you know. You'll pull out nice and wide because you're judging how you're going to park straight, right? You see the end result mentally,
Right.
even though you maybe can't even see the parking spot because the cars are blocking your view of it, right? So same kind of thing. You're picturing it. You're mentally kind of visualizing what the end game is. So
Okay.
we're going to take you around at 70% of the car's capability, which is quite a bit. I want you to observe how smooth and methodical I'm being with the car.
Okay.
I'll point out everything I'm doing, how I'm, you know, riding the brake pedal in the corner, because you're going to feel me get on the brakes, but you're not going to feel me get off the brake pedal because it's such a slow release into the corner. Yeah, and I'll tell you where I'm looking, obviously, and point out certain things that I'm looking for.
Okay. Are we doing this tomorrow too?
We won't be doing a demo ride tomorrow, but you guys get 3 track sessions, and then you also will get two autocross, an autocross practice, autocross competition, and you'll do launch control.
Gotcha.
So get a lot of driving tomorrow. A little bit higher rate of speed. North track's going hot. All right. So up here, we're going to brake in the code that says brake. We're going to brake firm, slow the car down, and down to third, I'm easing off the brake slowly, turning, and I'm looking towards the exit of my corner. We're going to unwind out, up to fourth. I'm going to ease off the throttle, lightly brake. I'm looking down to the apex here. I need to get up on this, and then I can accelerate. Lightly on the brake here, down to third. I'm looking off the left side, get my car turned, and then I can accelerate. Up to fourth. Back up here to the left. Lightly on the brake, and I'm riding the brake pedal all the way to this apex here, very gently, very lightly. Okay. Back on the brakes to help the car turn, and accelerating up to fourth. I'm looking down to turn 6. I'm lightly on the brake. I don't need to slow down a lot for this corner. I'm just riding the brake pedal in.
Okay.
And then we're slowing down for this one. It's a tight corner. Looking around it, and then accelerating out. Down here, we're going to brake in line with the number 2. Firm. Just get the car slowed up, and I'm looking across, and I'm riding the brake pedal past this one.
Okay.
And then letting it roll, and then accelerating.
Gotcha.
I don't want to get on the gas too soon because then the car will stop turning to an extent.
That's what I did wrong earlier.
Up to fifth, slow the car down, get the downshift done. I'm on the brake pedal still, turning, rolling the gas down. Fourth, straight shot through here, off the gas early, lightly on the brake, let it turn to the apex, then accelerate. You can see how I'm letting the car roll when I come off the brake. Like right here, watch, I'm on the brake, down to third, on the brake, rolling, just coasting, then I can accelerate once the car's pointed. Fourth, looking up to the left, lightly on the brake, and I'm balancing. I'm just gentle on the brakes all the way to about here so the car turns.
Right.
Power, light brake, let it turn, accelerate out. Up to fourth. As long as you take this smoothly, you can go full throttle through that. Lightly on the brake here, smoothly with the hands to the apex. Down to third, looking right, being patient, turning, roll the gas down.
Okay. So at this turn, you try to touch both ends, correct?
Yeah, so I'm not going to go through it again because we're going to exit, but turn from the turning cone, down to the apex, out to the middle, across to the next one, so it makes it one smooth turn all the way through.
Gotcha.
You need to make sure that you get that first apex though. People get wide and wider away from that first apex, eventually they end up out in the dirt. So you got to make that turn, you know, get down to that first apex.
Gotcha.
Cool? So hopefully that was helpful for you.
Yeah. I realized, I was definitely turning out too wide and turning too soon in the apex.
Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, like I said, you get a little bit different perspective. Like I always tell people, don't go into tomorrow and go, hey, you know what? I saw what he was able to do. Don't try to go replicate that speed immediately.
I'm definitely not doing that.
You go out there, you go, hey, I'm gonna try to replicate his level of smoothness and methodicalness on where he's placing the car. Obviously, I know the brakes were a bit of a surprise to you. Like, oh wow, we're really slowing down. But when you're going that type of speed down the straightaways, there are places where you need to brake pretty firm to slow down,
right.
Namely up into turn 3, turn 7, turn 1A, the one that you were talking about, 1A, 1B, coming into there, you got to brake firm. For the most part, all the other kind of braking zones are kind of a light, long pressure where you're just trying to keep weight on the car. You're not trying to disrupt the balance of the car.
Right.
But yeah, you have to judge up, and you're coming up to that corner 105, 110, you go, okay, this is a slower corner, I can see it. Then you have to go, okay, I need to use that firm lawn brake pressure to get the car slowed up for this 40-mile-per-hour corner.
Makes sense.
That's where your eyes come into play. You judge that radius. And I kind of cover this with people. I'm like, hey, if you own a sports car, you kind of live for the on-ramps and off-ramps, right?
Right.
You know? When you're coming up to an off-ramp off a highway and say you see no cars in there, I'm going to come around this kind of quick and have some fun with it. You know, what tells you where to brake? Your eyes, your depth perception, right? So it's no different on the track, but the problem is people get out on the track and they just get tunnel vision. So they're dealing with limited information and they end up panic braking because they come into the corner like, oh shoot, I'm coming in too fast, because they're dealing with limited information.
That makes sense.
So if they open up their vision, they'll make better decisions, they'll know when to slow down. The only thing that they have to think about further is how they apply the brake and how they release the brake.
That makes sense.
That's a little bit different, right? So hopefully, like I said, this will help you out tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll send you back into the class, they'll debrief with you, we'll get through everyone else.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, tomorrow I think he said we're going to do 3 track laps, autocross, and launch, which you already know how to do launch. So that's something that's not new to you at all. I haven't done launch that often in
I thought
my
you said lunch.
No.
L-U-N.
We're doing launch control. Yeah.
I know how to do lunch.
I love to do lunch at all times too.
I love lunch.
Oh man, but yeah. That's
Launch control.
That's the tiredness in me. I'm telling you right now. Getting in at 1 o'clock in the morning time and trying to say certain words doesn't come out the right way.
Shoot, we didn't go to bed till late.
And then we've been here at 6 in the morning.
Oh my God.
Man, but we made it. And it was a great experience for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, what was the one thing that you say you did not like? Is there anything about it you did not like?
There was nothing I didn't like.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I liked everything because, again, it's like bite-sized pieces that they break this down into. So
Right.
you can learn one little thing at a time.
Right.
And then you put it all together, and that makes you better when you go out on the racetrack.
Right.
So I love it. Even with all the experience that I've had on a racetrack, which isn't a lot, it's quite a bit, but it's not like these guys.
Right.
It's going to help me. It's going to help me greatly next time I take my car to the racetrack.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that's going to do it. Make sure you subscribe to Clarence, Seagunner Speed 252. See?
Definitely
See
subscribe to Brink of Speed as well.
See that? Look at that.
And you see the shirt. You guys know we usually show up at these events together all the time.
Oh, yeah.
We plan these things
Absolutely.
out. It's always, if you can do this with someone, you should do it with someone, because it's
Yes.
more to talk about. It's an experience.
Yeah,
That you sharing it with someone that there's a memory that you would never be able to get back anytime else. So.
Yeah, so Jason and Steve, when you guys come out here,
Oh yeah, for sure.
because Jason's going to get the Z06, Steve's
Oh, yeah.
going to get the C8.
Yeah.
You guys should come out here together.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, we hopefully gonna all get the Z06.
Yeah, I know. I
And,
hope we all can just
and
come
that
out
could be
here.
a thing, but I don't know if I can afford it yet. So we're still waiting on that. So I would definitely let you guys know that's the
That is
case.
gonna wrap this
But I
up.
truly love you guys supporting the channel. Once again, thank you for everyone that has sponsored me to come out here. Thank you for just being part of this community, part of this channel. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, definitely please hit that subscribe button. If you want to support the channel, you can cash out me if you want to, or Venmo me if you want to. If you could buy some merch, and in my PO box is down in the description below if you want to send anything to me as well. And I greatly appreciate each and every one of you, truly from the bottom of my heart. And this is David.